Welcome back. If it is joined us to watch the news at 10, coming to you live from Lagos, a reminder of our major stories tonight. Young African leaders initiate strategies to foster continental integration in areas of governance, commerce, judiciary and others. Minister of Defense says Nigeria is expecting more arms and ammunition to enable the military curtail external and internal threats against the nation. Senate President gives assurance that Budget 2017 will be signed into law soon by the executive. And death toll in the London terror attacks rises to 7. Metropolitan Police arrest 12 suspects. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our websites, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. I'd like to remind you that Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You'll also have access to the Eyewitness feature with which you can share those pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. And we do have some of the pictures that you sent in. Let's begin with this one. It's an image from Iyanapaja in Lagos, where residents go through the daily pain of wading through water. Our Eyewitness report is calling on the state government to urgently address this matter. Well, speaking of urgent help, our Eyewitness report is interceding for residents of this building trapped by flood, calling on authorities to work on the drainage system. Our next image comes from Ibadan, Oyo State. We see a submerged vehicle, which our Eyewitness reporter says was caused by both flood and a bad bridge. The state government is urged to act on this before lives are lost. Our journey ends in Abuja, where we see a developing gully on the road around the African University of Science and Technology, Galadimawa in Abuja. Our Eyewitness reporter wants the government to fix this early before it gets out of hand. Thanks for sending in those pictures, and please keep them coming. The political crisis rocking the All Progressives Congress in Kogi State appears to have reached boiling point. Just as there are calls for Governor Yahaya Bello's resignation, there are also calls for the recall of Senator Dino Melaye, representing Kogi West Senatorial District. But the latest in the saga is the call for the investigation into an audio tape which surfaced online, alleging that the senator bribed a judge. A group of lawyers in Kogi State, the Integrity Group, at a press conference, have given the senator 7 days to come up clean on the allegations and asked relevant agencies to probe the matter. Our political correspondent, Seun Kimaloye, has a report.
A minority in Kogi State is the governor of Kogi State.
That was Senator Dino Melaye at the inauguration of Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State. The love between both men have come a long way, but now it appears there is no love lost. Several months later, there is one man who wants the governor out of office, and it's Senator Dino Melaye.
We are calling immediately for the resignation of the governor, and if the governor refuses to resign, we are going to mobilize our members in the House of Assembly.
I ask, in the widely and well-celebrated, automated and computerized system of INEC, how will double registration take place?
Senator Melaye has even dragged the governor to court.
I'm here to file my case against them, that caretaker committee chairmanship is illegal and it's an aberration to our laws and extant laws in this country.
This time around, the political war is waging intensely. In Senator Dino Melaye's constituency, there is a growing concern. In fact, there was a protest in the INEC office seeking that the Kogi West lawmaker should come back home.
We are fed up of all the embarrassments we have witnessed so far. For the last 2 years, he has not deemed it fit to have a constituency office in Kogi West Senatorial District. Has he?
No!
The ripple does not appear over yet, as the group has come forward, and the concern now is the continued occupation of Senator Melaye at the National Assembly.
Giving Dino 7 days ultimatum to come out quickly to defend and clear himself of the allegation of corruption in that tape.
Recently, an audio tape surfaced online suggesting that Senator Dino Melaye allegedly bribed a judge to compromise an election case in his favor. Senator Dino Melaye has since denied the audio recording, saying it is a creation from his political opponents. Kogi State is a familiar ground when it comes to political wars of this nature, sometimes one party against another. The interesting part to this recent interplay is that the crisis is within the All Progressives Congress. As the gladiators lock horns, one will hope that they will spare some time for some good governance. Seun Wakimaloye, reporting for Channels Television News.
The federal government wants Nigerians to be mindful of fake news and divisive messages propagated by some persons to destabilize the polity and cause disunity among the country's various ethnic and religious groups. In a statement issued in Abuja on Sunday, the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, said several major cases of fake news were capable of causing panic, triggering chaos or setting one group against the other. He said a gory video of a blast that occurred many years ago is being circulated, along with false news of a bomb blast in Abuja, while news of a non-existent bomb blast in Lagos was also widely circulated, forcing the police to promptly debunk the fake news. The minister also said the latest strategy being employed by fake news agents is to attribute to top government officials improbable statements that are capable of causing tension. Traders at the Bega retail market have asked the new management to consider old occupants first, while shops are built and ready for allocation. In an interview with Channels Television, the traders alleged that they had been misinformed by the former market executives leading to their earlier protest. However, the new management had made them understand that the new arrangements will accommodate them. Traders at the temporary location of the Bega retail market display their wares. Even with the new arrangement, they appear to maintain a sense of orderliness. Those selling household products, body and beauty care and footwear display their items at the entrance, while those dealing with perishables are inside the main market. The market, which was acquired by Ikeja local government from the indigents over 30 years ago, was then allocated to these traders. But it was recently demolished following this 7-page ruling by Justice Ayotunde Phillips in 2003 and revalidated for action by Justice Taufikat Oyekon Abdullahi in January 2017. But these protesters are not part of the new arrangement, although they were part of the court proceeding and ruling. They alleged that the demolition notice was too short.
They really demolished that place and they did not give us any notice. It's something I can't even imagine that can happen in Nigeria.
First meeting, second meeting, third meeting. So let them know what is going on. Let's disclose this thing to people in the market. They refuse. They start roaming about, going where they are, sit and then what they are not supposed to do, they are doing it. So they put us into ransom. But we thank God today, after 3 days of demolition, He relocated us to some place, about 3 feet. We are all there enjoying our business.
What then are the expectations of those displaced from the market? And how does the new management meet their demands?
So far we have our money to buy the shop. And if it's affordable, we buy and we will stay in the market.
The most important thing is just for us getting a place after the construction and at an affordable price.
We are going to build shops. We are going to build kick clubs for people who cannot afford to buy a shop. That is why we are keeping them here. We don't want them to go away. So definitely we are constructing market and we are returning them to their space.
The traders have high hopes that the new Bega markets management will match words with action and deliver promptly on standardized and affordable shops that will encourage a trade-friendly environment. Going up north now, the Almajiri system of education is a common phenomenon in that part of Nigeria. It involves young boys fending for themselves at tender age while serving under an Islamic cleric. However, the system has seen many children vulnerable to abuse and exploitation. In our special report tonight, we take a look at the hazards these boys face in the Almajiri system of education.
Daily, these boys roam the streets of Bauchi in search of their daily bread. Sometimes they live far away from their parents, under the custodian of a religious leader. In their search, they are often faced with dangers owing to their vulnerability. A survey from the National Population Commission and UNICEF reveals that 6 out of every 10 children experience some form of violence. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 10 boys experience sexual violence. Recently in Bauchi State, a young boy under the Almajiri system of education was reported to have been sexually abused by his custodian. This is one case in many of the hazards faced by these boys.
We give them clothing, we pay for their school fees, we visit them often, we give them some kind of supports. We buy so many things to encourage them, and we check their well-being, and we observe their teachers, sometimes even reporting them to authorities. But only for Quranic education, we don't care where the children are, where the malam is, where they are residing, and we don't even visit them, nor do we give the malam any pay for their keeping. And these children just live on the kind of survival of the fittest because they live under pressure.
The last administration had established the Sangaya model schools across northern Nigeria as part of efforts to address the Almajiri system. However, UNICEF still records that over 14 million children are out of school, and most of them are in northern Nigeria. What is the best way to resolve this?
The issue is boldly and squarely to be confronted by these state governors through legislation and maybe a policy framework that is aimed at abolishing it once and for all. And this should take guts. They should be bold, because we are losing a lot of people through this Almajiri system.
Even if, like I said, the government decides to pass this into law, if the people don't want to, it will never work. So you just have to work on the psyche of the people. Let them know the dangers. You let them know it is not in conflict with your religious aspiration.
The Child Rights Act provides for the protection of children from all forms of abuse and exploitation. 12 states, including Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Enugu, Gombe, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, Yobe and Zamfara states are yet to pass the Child Rights Act. This raises questions about the political will to tackle the problem once and for all.
The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, says the federal government is currently pursuing an energy mix that will deliver incremental, steady and uninterrupted power supply to Nigeria. Mr. Fashola regretted the ideas of the past, which saw the siting of plants far away from their potential fuel sources and environmental factors that support their efficiency. It goes on to say that the various ongoing transmission projects and the recently declared eligible customer to buy power directly from generation companies is consistent with the power roadmap.
Every country has an energy mix, so every source of power has its own limitation. Solar is not very efficient during the rainy season. Hydro is not very efficient during the dry season. Gas is not very efficient if it is tampered with or if you lose the pipeline or pressure drops. Coal also has environmental limitations and risks. So the best power is the one that gives you all of the options at the right time when they are prolific. That is how it will be by the time we finish what we are doing. Mambila is going to be located in Taraba, where we can get more water catchment to drive the turbines. So there is an AFAM power project, an emergency project championed by the president with General Electric. The turbines have arrived, so they're going to be sited in AFAM. They're gas turbines, 240 megawatt. We should switch that on this year. There is a 10 megawatt wind farm in Katsina where we have some wind speed higher than many parts of the country. That is almost also completed. So we are now putting things where they should belong.
Yeah.
When the News at 10 returns, Rivers State government faces the challenge of managing clashes between farmers and herdsmen. Please join us again.